Mexico City, the capital of one of the most Catholic countries in the world and home of Our Lady of Guadalupe, became the first region in Mexico to legalize abortion in 2007. The new regulations shocked people both inside and outside the country, and other Mexican states refused to follow suit. Many states even added regulations that protected life from conception at the encouragement of the Catholic Church and the pro-life movement. But in 2021, Mexico's Supreme Court released two rulings with widespread repercussions. The criminalization of abortion and the protection of life from the moment of conception were both deemed unconstitutional.
Legally, right now in Mexico, we face is that there's no chance to forbid abortion in any place.
Currently, 9 out of 32 states allow abortion, and anti-abortion laws in the other 23 states can be challenged. It took America almost 50 years to overturn Roe v. Wade and return legislation to the states. Pro-life advocates in Mexico worry it could take just as long to protect the unborn, with no hope for a pro-life candidate in the 2024 presidential election.
There's no leader, there's no initiative, there's no pro-life position.
But pro-life advocates in Mexico march forward, inspired by the United States' historic overturning of decades-old abortion regulation.
We could see that a Supreme Court could correct bad decisions as this one that has been taken in Mexico.
In Argentina, the homeland of Pope Francis, pro-life advocates also face discouraging legislation. In 2020, the National Congress legalized abortion up to 12 weeks throughout the entire country, giving Argentina some of the most liberal abortion laws in South America. The Marea Verde, or Green Wave movement, a grassroots coalition of pro-abortion protesters who wear green bandanas, helped make the push for more access to abortion. Green flooded the streets in celebration after the legislation passed in 2020, and pro-life advocates, heartbroken by the results, vowed not to give up. The 2020 poll found that more than half of Argentinians do not agree with the legalization of abortion, and 35% of participants strongly disagree.
Even though it was presented as a decriminalization of abortion, it is much more than that. The law that was passed in Argentina is a law that promotes abortion, a law of persecution towards doctors and health personnel.
Like Mexico, no pro-life candidates are on the roster for the 2023 general election. But there's a slim chance the law on abortion could change in the future.
The majority by which it was approved was a very narrow majority, and it could happen that at a given time it could be reversed.
Regardless of the future of legislation in Argentina, its Green Wave movement made a splash throughout the entire continent, from Mexico to Colombia and even to the United States, where pro-abortion protesters adopted the green bandana. And to the west of Argentina, Chile's government reorganizes and drafts a new constitution, a long and liberal document that enshrines numerous social rights, including abortion until the moment of birth. A stark contrast to Chile's current restrictions that limit the procedure to cases of rape and risk to the mother's health. The draft faced major public disapproval, including from the bishops of Santiago. Tomás Enriquez, Director of Advocacy in Latin America with ADF International, says the disagreement came in part from the Constitution's proposed right to abortion.
In the last week coming up to the election on Sunday, the number 2 issue that was Googled inside the country was abortion. So this was obviously something that loomed heavily in the minds of many, if not a majority of voters.
Earlier this month, Chileans cast their ballots on the proposed charter, and the results were clear. Chileans rejected the Constitution and its proposed right to abortion, with 62% voting no, a higher margin than polls predicted. Opponents of the draft took to the streets in celebration, hopeful that the next constitutional draft will better reflect the values of all Chileans. Abortion remains extremely restricted. Enriquez says pro-abortion advocates will likely now push for legislative action.
This will be an issue again, and I think that one of the things that we gained from this experience is precisely the fact that people have soundly rejected the idea of having a constitutional right to abortion.